Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from, I'll tell you in a moment. No, we are in Yuma, Arizona. Yuma, 310 to Yuma, Arizona. Y-U-M-A, that's where we are. Oh, she's actually eating now. I was going to show you her laying sprawled out on the floor after our trip. We've already been to the dog park. It's not far from here. It's like 3 sites over. We can literally look out the window at the dog park, which is going to drive Zephy nuts when she sees other dogs going in there. But more about that in a moment. So how was your Magic Monday? Magic Monday. Oh, my Magic Monday was awesome. When you are open to possibilities and open to the universe giving you stuff and grateful for what you have, you know, there's magic in being great and gratitude. So when you wake up each morning with a grateful heart and you put those grateful vibes out into the universe, you never know what's going to come back to you. And I got an amazing opportunity offered to me today, and it's just in planning stages right now. So I'm not going to tell you any more about that, just except to say the magic of gratitude was working today. The magic of being open to possibilities was working today. So how did your magic work today? Oh jeepers. We had such an amazing day today. We actually left the RV park in Vista later than we intended to, only because when I was out walking Zephy, the guy who has the dog Utah came out and, Utah was laying out there and Zephy was going nuts. So he comes out, puts Utah on the lead, and the two of them just played together for half an hour on their leash. And then we took Zephy into the dog park so she could do her thing. Actually, I just suddenly thought I didn't do a video from the dog park there, but it wasn't much of a dog park. It was all gravel, and Zephy I did take some pictures though, so I will post those, would stretch across the ditch or get on the other side of the ditch where there was this little narrow path that she could run up and down. It was the only place where the grass was. So we left there a lot later than we anticipated. We stopped by, because we were going down the 5, we stopped off at Solana Beach so I could clear my mail. So I got all that. There were some packages for me. Yay! One of them included brownies. Yo! Thank you, Shantha, for the brownies and the beautiful... Sorry, it's all in the other room. It's all packed up right now because we've just arrived, which is why I didn't do my thing at 4 o'clock. Yeah, that's why I'm over an hour late, because we were still driving at that point. We got here around 4:20, I think it was, and then it took a while to get us checked in because the office was closed. So the guy at the gate had to check us in. So we got all checked in, got to the site. He even told me his site number, gave me his cell phone number. This is the guy at the gate, Jim. He was awesome. Got me all squared away. I told him that, we've got Zephy, so I need to be somewhere, where's the dog park? And he says, we'll put you right here. This is where this one's available. He answered all my questions. Very, very friendly guy. And I asked him if there was any restaurants in the area that delivered to the RV. So he says, absolutely. He said, in fact, if you go along to my site, and told me his site number, he says, and bang really loudly on the door. He said, my wife is there. She said, but you got to bang loudly because she may not have her hearing aid in. And he said, she usually doesn't, so you got to bang really loud. He said, but I will call her and let her know you got to. I said, no. I said, I can look things up. I can go online and look things up. I said, it's not a problem, but thank you very much for the offer. But before I left, he made sure I knew what site he was on, and it's just like 4 sites down from where I am. He gave me his cell phone number, so if I have any questions on anything, I can give him a call. He says, I finish here at the gate at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, excellent. Thank you so much, Jim. So he was awesome. He just might get a card and brownies. You never know. So, yeah, it was a great welcome. And then I got to the site, had to figure out where I actually had to park because the site's a little different. The power hookup is on the wrong side of the RV. Usually power hookups, when you're looking at the front of the site, the power hookup is on the driver's side. On this one, the power hookup's actually on the passenger's side. So when I figured that out, and there's we've got a concrete patio, then you've got a gravel area where you can park your car. So I thought, that's pretty cool. And then I suddenly realized, I have a street lamp thingy that I have to get around. So I parked Sparkles down, put her into reverse, swung her around. There was a pretty tight street, but I did it. I got her in here. And then I had to pull forward and back up just a little bit to move over a little bit because I was a little too close to that street lamp for my comfort. But then I parked it, got out. There's a woman over in the dog park who actually lives in the manufactured house next to me, in the single wide next to me, and she says, oh my gosh, I can't believe they put you on the smallest site in this entire campground. She said, surely they could have found another site for you. And I just started laughing. I said, I'm only here for 2 nights, so it just doesn't worry. And when Jim found out I was here for 2 nights, he says, you're only here for 2 nights? I says, yeah, I'm on my way to where I'm going to be for the next 3 months. And he said, like, oh. I said, it was just a little too far to drive in one day. It was, by car it was going to be 6 to 7 hours by car. RV, you can easily double that. And I know in no way did I leave early enough this morning to even attempt to do that. And I wouldn't do that. Last time I did a drive like that was Vegas to Moab, but we were going up and down canyons like crazy. Up one side of the canyon, down the other side, across the canyon floor, up one side, down the other side. And that was a very, very long day, and I vowed and declared I would never do another day like that again. And my stopovers would always be 2 nights, no more one night thingies, because I need that day to recover physically and mentally before I get behind the wheel again. But we got here. I have no idea what the temperature is. It's just hot, as you can tell by my sheen, my heat glow. We've hooked up. We've got everything in place. We just hooked up power and water. We emptied the tanks this morning before we left. We had a great drive through. Went through the mountains to get to the other side. It was a long, flat, straight roads. Oh my gosh. And I didn't even look. I knew that Yuma was just the other side of the Arizona border. The Arizona-California state line, but I didn't know at what mile marker the California state line was. Oh, and this is the funniest thing that happened all day. This was absolutely hilarious. So we're getting down on gas, and I thought, okay, I need to fill up. So we get this little place called Alpine. I thought, well, I have no idea where the next town is or where the next services are. So I'll pull off here. So I got there. It was $3.49 a gallon. Yeah, so basically $3.50 a gallon. Me not thinking or doing the math, I saw quarter tank. Okay, normally when I've been on the road the whole trip that I did, the whole 7 months, whenever I was on the road, and I saw I was down to a quarter tank, I would put $100. I would advance pay $100 or $120, and I figured, okay, we're a needle width the top side of a quarter tank, and normally 1 or 2 needle widths below the quarter tank, so I'm not going to need the 120. So I went and just asked for 100, and I'm standing out the back there and out the back of the RV pumping the gas, and I'm watching this thing tick over, and the dollar amount's going like this, and the gas amount's going like this for the gallons. And I suddenly looked at the thing and went, oh shoot, it's $3.50 a gallon. The most I paid when I was on the road was $2.35, and most of the time I was under $2. And I was like, damn, this isn't even gonna half. This is gonna put about half of what I need into the tank. So once that 100 was clicked through, I went back in and said, I obviously can't do math. I said, I forgot I had California prices, so I need to put another $100 on that tank. And it ended up taking like another $85. So it cost me $185 to put in 54 gallons, I think it was. Whatever 185 divided by 350 is. So I was still like, oh my gosh. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to have to pay these prices again for a while. Because we're heading to Arizona for 3 months. Yes, we're actually going to be parked in one area for 3 months. It's going to be very different, but there's a lot of stuff that's happening. In fact, when I got a call about the opportunities that's becoming available, I said to the person, I said, well, as it happens, I'm actually going to be in this place for 3 months. I said, I arrived there on the 30th of September. I'm not leaving until the 31st of December. And I said, so that means that we're not going to have to, with getting everything up and running, we're not going to have to worry about me not being available because of travel days. And so I said, so we've got 3 solid months to get this up and running and working out all the procedures, the processes and everything else, how you want things worked out, working out the whole gamut. And so that was kind of exciting. So everything's kind of working out to this 3-month thing. So we may end up staying longer in Arizona. I don't know, but we got a really, really great deal where we paid for 1 month and got 2 free. So we're going to be staying at a campground where we've just paid for 1 month and we're getting 2 months free. The offer was actually pay for 1 month and get 3 months for free, but that started on the 1st of September. And when I rang them to book it, they turned around and said, oh no, that offer expired on the 6th of September. I said, then why did you send me the email on the 10th? of September, and why does the email in the fine print at the bottom say it expires the 30th of September? She goes, oh, well, it's not on my computer. She says, hang on, let me check other people's computers just to see, because sometimes the computers don't all match up. And so she put me on hold for a few minutes, comes back and says, yep, we're fine. And then she asked the question I knew was going to come, because the place I'm going to be staying is a 55 plus community. I don't turn 55 till December of 21. So she said to me, she says, are you 55? I said, no, I'll be 54 in December, but I stayed there October last year and again in November last year with no problems at all. And this is, and, I'm a member of this particular club, which is the one that sent me the email. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she comes in and she goes, okay, I found your information here. She verified everything and made sure we had the right addresses and everything. Yep, done, bang, boom, booked. So I'm there, I arrive on Wednesday, and I'm there till the 31st of December. And some of these campgrounds, depending on, some of these campgrounds the snowbirds go to, because these are the snowbird campgrounds. Some of these ones that they go to may even offer, depending on how things are, may even offer a January, February, March, possibly April special as well. So that would be really cool. So it's kind of going to be strange staying in one place for so long. But when I booked this one last night, nowhere, absolutely nowhere on the website did it say it was a 55 plus community. Nowhere. I went to, if it's not on the homepage, it's not a 55 plus community as far as I'm concerned. If they've got it on some obscure page somewhere in the back, not my problem. I'm not going to go scouring a website, but I did anyway, just out of curiosity, and there wasn't. I pull up at the gate, and it said, hey, 55 plus community. And I was sort of like, you didn't ask for my birth date on the registration form. When they called me this morning to verify everything, they never asked me my age or anything like that. And I was sort of like, okay. I never got asked any of that questions. So it's sort of like, so are they or aren't they? I have no clue. The gate's got all the signage up the front says that they are. Nothing on their website says they are. They never verified my age or anything, unless they think that people over the age of 55 are the only ones that book there, because it's, I don't know. But so far it's a great campground. All their lanes are named after movie stars, and like I had to on, what am I on? I don't remember. Shoot. But there was like Doris Day, past Katharine Hepburn, Bette Midler. No, not Bette Midler. Who was the other Betty? Betty Garbo? No, Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo. That was the one I passed, not Betty. Greta Garbo. I think there was a Betty in there as well. There was a Lassie. So there's some interesting names for their streets here, which is kind of cool. So, so we're here for the next 2 nights. And Zephy is sonked out and laying on my socks. Because we just came back from the dog park, which is, like I said, 2 sites across. There's our site, then 2 homes, and then the dog park. And the dog park is actually the same size as an RV site, and it actually still has the power thingy in there, the power hookup in there. But didn't see any taps. There's no water hookup, but there was a power hookup in there. It's kind of interesting. They converted it, but it's all beautifully grass. Got nice lush grass on there with some dirt. So tomorrow when we go over there, like in the morning or something, we'll do a video from there so you guys get to see it. I don't know if they have, now this is at one end of the park, they may have other parks like dog parks throughout this area, but even on their map they've got this dotted line that goes around to show that these RV parks are all for people who have pets. And then they have a lot of the other area of the park where the people who live in those homes, those are not pet areas. So if you have a pet, you have to stay in the pet area. And so that's one thing I had to let the place I'm going to in Arizona know that I'm going to be there for 3 months. At this time, I said the only difference between last time and this time, besides me being a year older, is that I'm bringing a dog with me this time, because that will determine where I get put in the park as well, because they always make sure that pet owners are near where the dog park areas are. Zephy's just giving big sighs right now. We started off with her bed between the seats to her new bed, but it was too long and I couldn't step over, which meant I was going to be stepping onto it with whatever trash I brought in on my shoes. So I didn't feel right doing that. So her bed went onto my bed in the other room, and I still have the old bed, so that went on the floor between us, and she was happy to lay on that. In fact, I looked down at one time and I so wish I could have taken a picture while I was driving, but her butt was on the edge of the bed, her body laid across it, and her head was on the floor on the other side. She stayed like that for ages, for miles. She was like that. We did find one rest area to stop at, only because there was one we were going to stop at. There's one coming up. And I suddenly thought, well, I haven't really had breakfast yet, so we'll stop there. I've got some hard-boiled eggs, so I'll have a couple of those and we'll have breakfast. And we get there, there's a big closed sign across. Of course, they don't tell you 16 miles back when they say rest area in 16 miles. They wait until you're 2 miles from the thing, then there's a big closed sign across it. And I'm like, crap. And then it said, and it had a big closed sign. It said, next rest area, 60 miles. And I'm like, well, that's about an hour. I can handle that. But then, of course, I didn't realize we would be doing this. We went all the way up to 4,200 feet and then came all the way down to 1,000 and something. So, yeah. But Sparkles did really good. I would put her on cruise control based on, if we were going up the hill, and some of the hills were pretty steep. So we were doing between 40 and 50. Had put the hazard flashes on as we're going up the hill to let people know that we're traveling very slow. And let the engine do the work. And then we had 7 miles of 6% grade, which is quite steep when you're driving, especially in a rig. And it had trucks. Speed limit was 35 going down here, and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be fun. And it was 7 miles of this. And so I just put her into cruise control at 40, dropped it down to third gear, and just let the engine do the work. I just steered. That's all I had to do. So Sparkles did really, really well today going up and down the hills. So we're parked for a couple of nights. And now I'm going to go, I think I'm going to order pizza tonight. I haven't had pizza and I can't remember when. I just don't feel like cooking anything. And I really don't want another hard-boiled egg today. I think I've already had like 3 or 4. So I don't feel like another hard-boiled egg, and I really don't feel like having to cook anything, and anything else I want I'm going to have to cook. So I just thought, maybe I'll order pizza and get that delivered. So anyway, that's it from us for today. So we are now safely in Yuma, Arizona, and here for a couple of days, and then we leave on Wednesday. And how long do we have to drive on Wednesday? I think we've got about 4 hours to go on 3 hours. I think it's a 3 hour. No, it's not as long as today. And it's going to be all flat because we're over the mountains. So I would probably say maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm guessing. Let's see, overall it was an 8 hour and something minute drive, and we've done 4.5 hours. So we've got about 3.5 hours to go. About 3.5 to 4 hours to go. But, and then we have a stop to make along the way too, because we will be going through Dateland. And somebody made the mistake one time of telling me about Dateland, and I discovered dark chocolate covered dates. Those things are lethal. They're lethal. You're not going to like them. They're lethal. Yes. No. So, we may stop there for that. But the place is also known for date milkshakes. Yeah. Which is supposed to be really, really good. And at the time when I was last there, this is how long ago it was, the time when I was last there, I couldn't do dairy at the time. I had to build up my pre and probiotics in my system before I could handle dairy again. And so I'm at the point where I can handle dairy, just in limited quantities. And since I didn't get to have a date shake last time, and at that time they had no substitutes. It was milk and ice cream, and that's it. You had no substitutes. So if you couldn't have dairy, you were screwed. You couldn't have a date milkshake. But it's meant to be low 3 digits that day, so I'm going to have to see how hot it is when we get there. But the cool part about this place at Dateland is it's a huge gas station, and it's got a big shop area there with, of course, a lot of dates, because you're in the area where they grow a lot of dates. And out one side of the shed, they actually have these dog runs that you can put your dog in, so you don't leave them in the car. They're out in the fresh air. They've got a little dog run area there. And I was thinking, well, I could probably put Zephy there, because it would be on the shaded side of the garage of the building, and she'd have fresh water and fresh air. But then I thought, and she would sit there and whimper and cry the entire time. Whereas if she's in the RV, she probably won't do that, she still do it, but she's got a bird's eye view, and she's better. And if I park where she can see the doorway, then she won't whimper as much or cry as much, and she'll just lay on the dash and wait for me to come back out again, and then meet me at the door. So depends what time. So I want to get away early on. Actually, I can't get away early on Wednesday because I have a training class at 10 o'clock that goes till 11. And it's my last training class in this 12-week program. So I have to do it. And I've got to get all dolled up. And I'm like, I've got to get dolled up before I get on the road. Which means we probably won't get away to 11, which means we'll be getting to Dateland like in the heat of the day. So I don't know if we'll be doing Dateland this trip. Yeah, we'll see what the temperature's like when we get there. Like we'll pull off because they have a nice rest area there. So we'll definitely pull off, see what the temperature's like outside and all of that, what the temperature inside the rig is like, and make the decision. It'll be an on-the-day decision. As much as I would love to get some more of those dark chocolate coloured dates. They're really yucky. Yeah, they're really yucky. But they're so good. But anyway, that's it from us. I'm out of here. I gotta go figure out dinner tonight. Yes, definitely probably. Oh, maybe I'll order something healthier than pizza. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go figure it out. I may just make a smoothie. I may even just do that because I'm absolutely whacked right now. It's been a long, hot day. But anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tune Up Tuesday. So we'll be tuning up the magic. Let's see, yesterday we started with Serenity with your list of 100 items, with your dream list of 100 items of things you want to see, do, acquire, want, accomplish in your lifetime. Today was the Magic Monday, working on those lists and turning those dreams, taking those desires and dreams and turning them into realities. And if you watched this morning's one, we read a piece out of the Chicken Soup for the Soul book. Think positive, live happy. That was the one. So, and we read the story about the girl who didn't want to go to college to do this particular class over summer, yet it gave her a completely different outlook on life and actually had her going after her dreams and her goals. And I can't remember the name of the piece, but I know it was about the class she went to was talking all about death. So you learned about mortality in the class. And they were doing all of these, reading all these novels and poems and discussing movies and stuff where they all to do with death. Like I know the movie was Awakening. The book was... what was the book? Tuesdays with Maury. So they had these death-related books and poems and movies and stuff, and just to talk about the mortality. And she said it suddenly gave her basically a new lease on life. That one of the things that she wanted to do was to be a published author, and so she went out and did it. So the class kind of woke her up, and her most dreaded class became one of her biggest blessings. You never know where your next blessing is going to come from, or where opportunity or inspiration is going to come from. So if you didn't get to see it this morning, you want to know more about it, just go back and have a look for what day are we on? It's 424, part 1, and have a look at that. And apart from that, tomorrow will be Tune Up Tuesday, so we're going to be tuning up. I'm going to be playing on this dreams list theme for the week, I think. So we've got Tune Up Tuesday tomorrow. So think of something between now and then to help you tune up your dream list. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. He konera.